Okay, so there is no one. There is no me. That's the illusion. That there is someone who is in charge. That there is someone who is something, who is on a path, who is seeking, who needs something deeper, who needs to become fulfilled. Um, this is a timeless appearance. What seems to be happening is timeless. It's not going anywhere. It's not moving towards something bigger or greater or more fulfilling. Somehow it'll just always be exactly as it is, without anyone arriving in it, without anyone finding anything deeper or more real or more true than what seems to be happening. It's quite simple. All ideas to arrive to become a fulfilled me are part of that illusion. They just go together. The me and the seeker are the same thing. So whenever there is a sense of me, there will be some kind of seeking going on. And what we talk about here is that this impression is without any substance. That's what I mean when I say it's an illusion. Um, so this can't be learned or achieved because, again, all ideas about learning something or achieving something are that dream, are part of that dream. So I can't tell anyone anything. Well, I'm not telling anyone anything already. It's this. That's how the natural reality is, how it looks like, what it feels like, what it thinks, what it's doing, what it's not doing. It's this. It's just what seems to be happening in this seemingly ordinary way, but actually it's just natural, in this natural way. There isn't anything beyond that or outside of that. So just this empty and total appearance for no one. All we can do here, apparently, is to discuss the illusion in order to expose it. Again, not for something, just, just for fun, so to speak.
Also, what I was thinking some time ago, I wrote it down. It was like, what would be the opposing idea to non-duality? And it came to me that it would probably be this idea of there being some consciousness or being, like or all permeating being, and that's like prior to the reality that we live in,
Mhm.
and and that would be the duality, like mm,
That's
like
that's basically the personal experience, and that's basically the core of spiritual teachings as well.
yeah. But I'm just thinking right now, like because it like universe seems to be like apparently deterministic in a way, like it seems like some things leads to other things. And it cannot be like really said because there is no difference between these things. So it's not like really deterministic because there's no difference. But it seems like that. Like
Yeah, but only to the observer.
the
That's the
observer.
thing. When the observer turns out to be illusory,
Mhm.
who would see determination in anything?
Uh, yeah, like it wouldn't be like a real determination, but still for yourself, you see a boy kicking a ball and the ball moves, so it's apparently like sequential actions, like like causality is apparently real. But in non-dual language, you are not saying it like that because it's not really like that. Whereas
Well, it
personally,
is and it isn't. It's real and unreal. It is like that and it isn't simultaneously.
yeah, and it isn't like that because there is no difference, real difference, no? Or
Well, in the end, there's just no one there who experiences this to be real. The thing is that this can't be explained at all. What we talk about here would be the sun being the sun, without there anyone being separate and aware of it.
yeah,
Or
you're
does,
just yeah.
you know,
I'm just trying to make a meaning out of it, and you're just saying it like it is what it is.
yeah, but not
Like
to anyone, not as an answer, not an answer that will satisfy you. It just is like that.
yeah,
That's the funny thing where we can't go, or where the me can't go. How is it being a tree? How is it being a tree without having any awareness of itself being a tree? That's what we talk about. And everything is like that. We are like that as well. Only the illusion of self-awareness lives in this world of duality and separation and reality. Nothing else knows about itself. Nothing else experiences itself to be in a process. One could say, apparently, it is in a process. The tree is growing, the tree is living, apparently, but no one knows that. And that's kind of what we talk about here. Everything is exactly what it is, but not for anyone.
yeah, and that's where the reality gets introduced. Mm, like it's happening. I know that it's happening, and that's the reality, and that's
And
the duality.
seen from the me, that's the only reality, and it's always based on duality. And from this position, of course, all the aspects of the personal reality make sense because they seem to be experienced. Cause and effect, a process, time, reality. Seen from the person, those things make perfect, in the personal world makes perfect sense because it's just experienced like that. And it's a surprise that this personal world can collapse. It's not expected. It's also not logical. The person can't, you can't do that with logic. In the end, I can't also explain to you why things are not real. There is no explanation for this. It doesn't make sense. things being real doesn't make sense, and things being unreal doesn't make sense either. So I don't have any explanation for there being a universe that's not self-aware and that doesn't even really exist. It's just when this impression to be an observer collapses, which also doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that it was there in the first place, and it doesn't make sense that it collapses. There's just no one there anymore who can energetically go there. William.
Yeah, I've got a question, but I wasn't sure if we're out of time. So basically, I asked you like in May when we were in France about if you would ever emotionally prepare yourself for something you're going to do, and you said it wouldn't happen. I'm always trying to emotionally prepare myself, like I've got to do this or I've got to do that, so I've got to get myself into the right state. But now this is the thing. So nowadays, there's a lot of stuff to do with mindset. So like even in sports, for example, they're saying it's not only important to know your sport really well on a technical, physical level, but they've got like mindsets just as important to perform. Do you know what I mean? That's only the me that would be interested in getting the mindset conditioned correctly.
Yeah, one could say so.
So I was going to say what determines your mindset, but that's dualistic, isn't it? Or
Well, there's just an apparent mindset, if you want so. But that's already a bit.
but there is still an apparent mindset when you're facing a task or if you're about to engage in a...
No, not in that sense. I mean, what they talk about, there's just a conditioning. That's what I meant with the mindset. I mean, what the me means with the mindset is bringing itself into an inner state.
Yeah,
And that's part of the dream. I don't do that.
that's all connected.
If there is an apparent challenge, I might have a few breaths before or something, but there isn't anyone inside who focuses itself on, an inner mindset.
And
Which I said it's way less a mindset that they focus on. They just bring themselves into a state of concentration or not thinking about daily life problems, focusing. But that's actually not so much a mindset. It's more like oh, now I have to push it through. It's talking to themselves, but basically bringing themselves into a state.
yeah, and that's all to do with producing the right outcome.
Oh yeah, of course. It has all to do with artificialness and the personal world. It's
Yeah.
spirituality in the end. Bringing
Ah,
yourself into the correct state in
yeah,
order
it's
to
yeah,
face life.
and be effective at dealing with challenges and all of that stuff.
Yeah, and apparently it works. It only doesn't work in making oneself fulfilled. Maybe they are more effective in their sports than maybe.
Yeah,
As the spiritual person may be successful partly in bringing up happy feelings and clear states and whatever they think. It's just not worth anything.
yeah. Even if the spiritual person meditates and then has more loving interactions, it doesn't count for anything compared to just being angry with everyone.
Yes, it doesn't bring about this one thing that the person is actually looking for, a deeper gain from being like that.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's all. Same with winning the Olympics. But there's nothing right or wrong about that. I mean, nothing will provide what the person is looking for. I mean, not doing that also doesn't provide it.
Yeah.
It's just the complete thing is the personal dream. I can do something. I have to bring myself into the correct state, and this will pay off on this deeper level.
Mm.
That's just the dream. But I think that's what they mean with bringing themselves in a certain mindset,
Yeah. Yeah. It is. Yeah.
focus on their goals. And
Okay. Thanks.
thank you. which has nothing to do with the freedom of liberation. All right, so that's about it. There is no one. So this whole spiritual dynamic, this whole personal dynamic, which only consists of working within itself, in the end, that's all the person is trying to do, to bring itself into states from which it thinks it gains something from. And it always involves awareness, focus, what to focus on, how to maintain a state of clarity, stability, happiness. Be present. And the person is working on creating this state and hopes that one day it'll be stable. And it thinks that if I manage to make this stable, I became enlightened or fulfilled, or then I've made it, then I've arrived. Actually, it only dreams about arriving in the state, in this self-created state. The thing is that that's just a completely artificial world that only consists of work and instability. It's unstable, or it seems unstable, but actually it hasn't become real ever. It's just an illusion. While this natural reality, which is everything, is just timelessly flowing without going anywhere. It's just this wild dance of appearances that doesn't happen to anyone, but which is everything. Thanks a lot for joining.